I'm Noah with American Trucks, and this is the Barricade Extreme HD rear bumper for the 21 and newer F-150, excluding the Raptor and Tremor. Now, if you're replacing a beat up stock rear bumper or you're looking to install a beefier one on to protect the bed of your truck, then you should check out this bumper from Barricade. And right off the bat, this rear bumper is pretty rugged. It looks great, it feels great, and it's decently heavy as well. It's definitely going to take a beating and keep the bed safe if you bump into anything or anything bumps into you on the trail or in the mud or anything else like that. Or maybe you think it just looks really tough, and that's okay too. Now, this guy is going to protect you regardless of why you bought it, because it's all steel and full width. And it's not just a stubby bumper that sits in the middle area of the bed. This guy is a direct replacement of the factory bumper. It's a full bumper, and it's also going to work with the factory backup cameras. As far as construction goes, we're looking at 3mm thick steel all around with this sort of cutout design that also functions as steps here in the corner. Now, the whole bumper is coated in a textured black 2-stage powder coat, and that's gonna keep that steel from rusting, as well as give your shoes some traction here or in the steps. And overall, this guy is designed to bolt right up where the factory one came off, and it's gonna look right at home on a stock truck as well. Coming in around $700. This bumper is just about dead even with most rear bumpers on the market in terms of pricing. Now, I will say not all bumpers out there work with backup sensors or cameras, so that's one perk that kind of shines through at this price point. And this one is going to be a decent amount cheaper than anything with lights fit to it or something like that. You're looking at an install difficulty of only 1 out of 3 wrenches and 2 hours for the install time. Everything you need for the install is included, so it really shouldn't be too much trouble to get it bolted up. I will recommend that you have a friend nearby to give you a hand holding it up while you get it bolted to the truck. Now let's head over to the install bay and check out the process step by step.
Tools required for this install include a couple different size impact guns, a flathead screwdriver, plastic pry tool, an extension, a swivel adapter, and 13, 17, and 24mm sockets. What's up, guys? Today we're installing a rear bumper on our F-150, so let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is disconnect all of the connectors on our wiring harness. So we'll start at the trailer hookups right here. We can push in on the tab and pop that out of place. And do the same thing for the top one. Next, we can disconnect our license plate light. Same thing, push in on the tab and pop it out. And then right behind it, we have our parking sensor. We need to pull this white tab backwards, and then we can press down on it to disconnect it. Next, we can disconnect our parking sensor. We're gonna pull the white tab backwards, and then we can press down on it to remove our connector. And then we can take a clip remover tool to pop our clip out. Now at this point, you can remove your harness from your bumper. You can just slide it out. It's held in by a couple more clips, and then you can repeat the same process for the parking sensors and the license plate lights on the other side. Now most of our clips are broken, so we can just slide our harness out. Next, we can remove the 3 nuts on our frame horn. Now I'm gonna loosen this one up and leave it just hand tight on there until I get a buddy to help me remove this so that this doesn't fall. So we'll take a 24mm socket to loosen it up. And I'll just leave that a few threads off. Now you can do that same thing on the other side. So now I've got my buddy, we're both gonna remove that last nut that we left hand tight on each side and pull our bumper off. So now with our bumper removed, we're gonna have to disassemble it to get the components that we need to switch over to our new bumper. First thing we're gonna do is remove our spare tire lock. What you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your key, press the button on the front of the key, pull this out, and then you can stick that into the hole to unlock it and pull it out. Next, we can remove our trailer plug. We have a clip on each side here that we'll need to push in to pop this out. You can use a flathead screwdriver to do that. Next, we can remove our license plate lights and parking sensor. For our license plate lights, we're going to be pushing up on this tab on the bottom to pop it out. And then for our parking sensor down here, we're going to pry back on these two tabs to pop that out. And then you can repeat that same process for the rest of the parking sensors and the other license plate light. Now next we can work on removing our trailer hitch. The first thing we have to do is remove this black cover up top. There's a bunch of clips running across the top of here and a couple across the bottom that are holding this in. So I've got a plastic pry tool. We're gonna pry around to pop this up. Now we can pull up on our hitch to remove our cover. Next, we can unbolt our trailer hitch from our bumper. We have 4 13mm bolts on each side. So we'll grab a 13mm socket and pull these out. And then you can do that same thing on the other side. And now we just have the 2 bolts left that were hiding under that black trim. So we'll get that same 13mm socket and pop these out. So now we're ready to mount our hitch onto our new bumper. To do that, we're going to be using these double bolt plates. These are going to go into the 2 holes in our bumper and then through these outer 2 holes on each side of our trailer hitch. Now, if you don't have a trailer hitch or don't want to run the trailer hitch with this bumper, you would be using these brackets. These will mount up right to the truck. And then this double bolt plate will go through here and you can install your nuts onto here. So now we can take our double bolt plate and slide it in through the bottom and then through our holes. And then we'll get flat washers and our lock nuts on top. And then we can take a 17mm socket to tighten this down. And then you can do that same thing on the other side. Now next we can reinstall our license plate lights. So we'll just line these up and press them right in. Next we can install our spare tire lock. Slide that into the hole. Next we can reinstall our trailer plug. Next, we can install our parking sensors into the holes for them. The first thing we're going to do is take our parking sensor and remove the seal around it. And then we'll install our felt washer. And then we'll slide it down into the hole. And then we can get our foam spacer and put that right on top of our sensor. And then we'll get our cap. And then you can do the same thing for the rest of your parking sensors. Now this bumper has cutouts for 6 parking sensors. We only have 4. So on the sides, we're gonna be installing these plugs. If you don't have any parking sensors at all, you would install these for all of these. So we'll just line this up and press it down into place. And then we'll do that same thing on the other side. So now we're ready to mount our bumper up to our frame rails. I've got a buddy here to help me lift this up. We're gonna get our nuts on hand tight, and then we can go back and tighten them down. Now we can take our 24mm socket and tighten down our bumper bolts. And then we can do that same thing on the other side. Next, we can plug our trailer connections back in. Next, we can reconnect the connector for our parking sensor. And once we have that in place, we can push the white tab inward to lock it into place. And then we'll reconnect the connector for our license plate light. And then you can do that same thing for your other license plate light and your remaining 3 parking sensors. Now, the last thing we need to do is press these little screw clips into our bumper. These are for the license plate screws. We'll just line it up and just press them right in. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Barricade Extreme HD rear bumper for your 2021 and newer F-150, excluding the Raptor and Tremor. Thank you for watching, and for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.